Join me as I show you how to make these pearl cluster crystal earrings that match perfectly with Anna's necklace design. Remember, if you need any materials or want to check out our kit subscription, look below the video in the description and we'll get you a link there to subscribe so you can get all the projects at once to you, 3 each month. So the first thing to do is to lay out your head pins that you're going to need along with your beads. We're going to be using 5 of our pearls and 4 of our 4mm bicones along with 2 of our oval jump rings. You can use more if you want to. Have a wire cutter, a round nose plier, and a chain nose plier handy. First things first, I like to do everything at the same time, so we're going to learn the most time-saving way to do this. Take your bead, put it down on your head pin, and I'm working with a 21 gauge 2-inch head pin. You'll have extra wire for sure if you want to save those, but right now just go through, add all of your beads, since they're all the 4mm, onto your head pins at the same time. The next thing we'll do is pick up our round nose plier and make our loop with our round nose plier. We're going to make the loop on all of these head pins whenever you're doing a cluster like this at the exact same time. Sometimes when you have cluster earrings, it can take a little bit longer because you have so many eye pins to create. There's the option to do coiled eye pins or just plain eye pins. We're going to be using plain eye pins. If you want to learn how to do coiled eye pins, we have other videos for you. Go in with your round nose plier right next to the bead, hold the bead, turn the round nose plier slightly. That's going to create about a 45-degree angle. Bring the wire over top of the round nose plier jaw. Switch from the top jaw to the bottom jaw by just rotating your pliers and opening slightly, and push the wire back to get your loop. Once again, here we are. Hold next to the bead, bend the wire back to the side, over the top jaw to bottom jaw. And you can see how quickly, because you already have the round nose pliers in your hand, how quickly that can occur. Once again, hold your bead, hold with the pliers, bend the wire back to the side, over the top of the round nose plier, switch from the top jaw to the bottom jaw by rotating your hands, and then take the wire to the side. You're just going to do this repeatedly over and over again. If you wanted to coil, I would still just do this same step here, doing my eye pins, going over the top, 2 more to go, and then coil after the fact. Once you have all of those done, your round nose plier gets put to the side, and you're going to grab your cutter. When you cut and create your eye pin here, you don't want to cut on the outside, you want to cut right before the wire touches itself. Cut, put down to the side. Cut, down to the side. So again, doing all of these in one set. So all I'm doing is holding that same pliers. If you do a cluster necklace, this is the great way to do that as well. This will slightly open the loop just a little bit. And when we go on and add it to our jump ring, that oval jump ring, we'll make sure they're nice and closed. Once you're done with those, that plier gets put down, and we are going to grab our chain nose plier. The first thing I'm going to do is open up my ring. So how do you open up a jump ring? Whenever you're opening up a jump ring, whether or not it's an oval ring or a regular rounded one, you're going to hold one side. If you need to, you can get another pair of pliers or a jump ring opener. You're going to slightly pull back to open that ring. See how the ring shape stays identical. If I hold it to the side here, it still looks like an oval. All I'm doing is creating a slit of opening. That allows me to put my first section of my beads on the bottom link here. So the first section is going to be a repeat of 4 beads going with my bicone, pearl, sliding those on to the form. So you're going to do pearl, bicone, pearl, bicone, one more pearl on the end. So you've got 5 beads already on your jump ring here. We're going to close up this first ring, but first add the next jump ring to it. close that up by pulling it back into place. From here, I'm going to go in and just make sure all of those loops are nice and closed, that it's not going to open, and just making sure our eye pins are nice and closed on all of our little links. Next up is adding our last 4 drops. To add the drops, you're pulling up your second of your oval ring here, opening it up by pushing to the side. I'm going to put on one of my pearls and one of my crystals on this side. I'm going to follow it by my ear wire. From here, I'm going to hold the opposite side and repeat the same thing. Bicone, and then my pearl. What this does is it allows 2 beads, the bicone and 1 pearl, to hang to the right side of this loop, and a bicone and pearl to hang to the left side of the loop. This clustered effect, by using the jump rings, allows you to have more of that hang down. Want it to hang down even more? Go ahead and grab more of your rings, attach to the bottom, and just remember that as you go to the right, it's always nice to put 2 beads to the right, 2 beads to the left. So those initial 5, if I want to separate them out and have 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and just 1 hanging down from the middle. When it comes to cluster earrings, there are so many options how to make these great and what to add on to the design. I can't wait to see all of your different cluster earrings as you're creating and enjoying the design element of creating longer, shorter, or different size groupings of beads. Thanks so much for joining me in creating these pearl and crystal cluster earrings. They're really just a reminder of the most simplistic way to create some fashionable designs and how to create a cascade effect by making sure that you have beads on the right side and the left side of your jump rings. Make them longer if you want to, or even make them hanging down with just the cluster at the bottom and the jump rings on the top blank. So many different options that you can do with the design element that you have, and we can't wait to see your designs in our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making. Remember, if you haven't checked out our subscription boxes yet, go ahead below the video in the link and get the link there in the description to subscribe and get 3 kits to you in the mail every single month. Also, subscribe to this YouTube channel and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.